I remember going to a barber and he was talking about Bitcoin.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Chain Debrief podcast right here on Chain Debrief's YouTube page, or if you're listening on Spotify, sorry, we haven't been posting in a while, but we will be posting all the episodes up on Spotify very, very soon. So for today's episode, so recently we talked about the themes that we're looking out for in 2022. Now we want to get a little bit more specific. What are some coins that we're bullish on or we're keeping an eye on for next year? So I feel like Jacky and I always like to take turns on who starts the episode. So today I believe it's Jacky's turn out of I have no data to back this up. So Jacky, what are some coins that you are looking out for in 2022?
So 2022 is actually just next week.
It is just next week.
It's just next week. I believe the biggest gainers this year, right?
Yeah.
Is still Soluna Vex.
Layer ones.
The layer ones, correct. So I don't think we're going to see much changes over the next 1 or 2 months.
For those who don't, it's Solana, Luna, and AVEX.
Correct. So if you had invested in the start of 2021 for Solana, Luna, and AVEX, right?
Yeah.
You will have at least made, I don't know, at least 100x. Unfortunately, I didn't have the foresight.
Missed the boat.
So I feel like, since, in the next 2022, right? I think we're still going to see a continuation of that trend. I don't think we're going to slow down in terms of, price action or in terms of TVL moving into the tree ecosystem. However, I do feel like, the price has run up a lot already. And I think those that have made money on these 3 blockchains, right, they might be thinking about rotating to something else already.
Yeah, moving on to something else.
Correct. But even if they do take profits, right, I don't think that, price will crash or whatever. I do feel like there's still further upside. I do feel like, it's still worth looking into the 3 different chain.
Yeah.
And that's something that, I have been slowly averaging in, although I do have some positions in Luna already, right? I still do think that, there are some legs to grow for Solana and Luna and AVEX.
Speaking of Luna hit $100, the milestone.
Yes.
How do you feel about it? Because I remember there was one point of time where you were like, not sure about Luna. And
correct.
Then,
yeah, so I feel like my conviction for crypto is changing with the price action, because
Okay.
I feel like I do have a very, very bad habit of
rotating.
Not really rotating, but looking at the price action every single day or every other day, right?
Okay.
And I feel like, if it crashes, I'm like, oh my god, is something wrong? Why is the market not doing what I think it should do, right?
Which is very human.
Correct. So, I think when it went down to $40+, $50+ about 2-3 months ago, I was like, oh my god, why is Luna not pumping it? Everything should, all the theory behind it, it should go up, right? It went up.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think that it will just stop here.
Yeah.
So I still do think that in next year, right, if you don't have any one of this, either one of the Soluna Vex, oh my god, Soluna Vex, you should have at least some exposure to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of layer ones, I think another coin that it's on a lot of people's radar is FTM, Fantom.
Yeah.
Right. And I think if you compare it to AVEX, for example, the transaction is a lot faster, right? It's 1 second. It's a lot cheaper also. And so if that's what you're looking for in a layer one protocol token, for example, I think it has the right recipes.
Yep.
And then if you look at some of the numbers, the TVL recently just overtook Matic, right?
Correct.
The total value lock.
Yeah.
But the market cap is still quite low.
Which is
I think it's in the
5-6 billion.
5-6 billion.
Yeah.
Compared to all your other layer ones, right? I think there's quite a lot of potential to grow in that sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I'm looking at. I haven't invested in yet, but it's something that I'm looking at almost every day. So it's something I'm keeping an eye on.
Yeah. FTM, it's quite interesting that you brought it up, because FTM also I've been recently tracking it also. Like you say, I feel like for 2022, right, for anyone that wants to get started, for example, if you haven't already, other than your Bitcoin, other than your Ether, right, I think in your core portfolio, you should have at least some layer 1 coins.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned earlier just now, right, Soluna Vex.
Solana, Luna, and AVEX.
Solana, Luna, and AVEX, right? The price has run up already. The cheapest of them, the 3 of them, right, is basically AVEX. AVEX about $20 billion market cap.
Yeah.
Luna is probably about 35, 36. Solana is probably about 50 to 60. But FTM actually is only about 5 to 6 billion.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to
Ignore it lah.
Yeah. I mean, based on TVL, based on market cap alone, right? FTM is actually a bit undervalued right now. No one is really talking about it. The price actually crashed from, I think it was like $3, and then it crashed all the way to less than $2.
Yeah. Now it's hovering around 2 lah.
Slightly more than 2 already. I think it's definitely something worth looking into for FTM next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think like we look at FTM, I think one of the biggest cons I think that people always mention is that it's a little bit centralized. So the amount of delegators that they have is like
50, 60.
50.
Okay.
Right? Validators, sorry.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people, like decentralized purists, like don't quite like that lah. I feel majority of people don't care.
Yeah, people just don't care. People just want to go like, which one can make money, which one has a lot of volume, which one is a hot thing right now.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at places like Binance, you look at places like Crypto.com also. I mean, it's fairly centralized.
Yeah,
but no one is suddenly like detracted just because it's centralized.
Correct.
So I think a lot of people here, if they're driven by greed anyway, it's fine.
Yeah,
I think it's okay lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So layer 1 is definitely one theme, and I think like we talked about, so like Solana, Luna, AVEX, and like FTM is definitely one that we're looking at. So those are 4. I think another group of like tokens that I'm personally looking at is like exchanges, right? I think that was quite a big theme. So like if you look at BNB, for example, I think it's kind of that standard lah, that benchmark, right, when it comes to exchange tokens. And what they kind of did was that they started the Binance Smart Chain, and then we saw the price like move from like 100 to like 500, and then like kind of hover between 500, 600 around there. And then we saw Crypto.com kind of take that same step.
Recently,
right? They released Chronos Network, and then we saw that price movement suddenly jump, which I feel like it's a little bit late already. Might bite my words, might suddenly like pump again. But I feel like that how many times that you want to hit, like it's done already lah, right? So then I'm looking at what's the next exchange, right, that has a token that hasn't released their smart chain yet, or smart chain equivalent yet, like what to look out for lah. So I think one coin in particular that I was keeping in mind is like KuCoin, because I think it's very popular, right? Like we look at Binance having quite a lot of like controversies around the world, and people kind of moving like Singapore, for example, like ban Binance. What are people kind of moving into lah? People are using like FTX, people are using KuCoin. KuCoin a little bit better because like it has a lot more coin varieties and things like that. So it's not hard to imagine that if people are already in the ecosystem, and if they release or if they start a smart chain with like smart contracts and DeFi and all that there is a chance for it to also follow the same footsteps as BNB and like Crow at the same time now. Yeah, so I think KuCoin is one, but the exchanges in general is I think something that I'm keeping an eye on lah. So I think like also the other thing that we always talk about market cap, right? For example, so like BNB is like 90 bill maybe. Crypto.com is like 15 billion. KuCoin is like 1 bill. Okay. So in relative to that, there's still so much potential for it to grow lah. Yeah. So exchanges in general, I think it's something that I'm kind of looking at. Yeah. How about you? Like what other coins are you looking into for 2022?
For me, another theme
again.
Another group of coins that I'm interested in is basically like I asked myself, right, what kind of coin will 10x 20x, right?
Yeah.
So for 10x 20x coin, right, it's basically it has to be supported by huge demand or usage or user base behind it, right? So another category of coins is basically GameFi lah.
Okay.
So gaming coins lah.
Okay.
So gaming coins, this year it was the year of play to earn game, which is basically Axie Infinity, right? Everyone is looking out for the next Axie Infinity.
Yeah.
So for me, it's basically I'm trying to identify or I'm trying to allocate a portion of my portfolio into gaming tokens, which has the potential of onboarding a lot of users into the crypto space.
Normies
lah. So
non-crypto native.
Yeah. So Axie Infinity, I feel like a bit late for me already. So there's a few that I'm quite interested in. One is the recent IDO token called Cypher.
Yeah.
So Cypher is basically a play to earn game. It's launched by a Vietnamese company. They have the right recipe, so they raised a lot of money from decent backers. They have a strong community, and the team can execute it. I think it's a very good bet in terms of them being the next Axie Infinity, right? So Cypher, another one that I spoke about in the previous episode, is basically Ultra.
Yeah.
So Ultra is the Steam for blockchain, right? So basically, anyone can come and play games on the blockchain, and they are the window to onboard non-crypto native into the crypto world.
Yeah.
So I'm quite bullish on Ultra as well. And I think what's the third one? DeFi Kingdom.
Yeah.
Wow, DeFi Kingdom also recently blow up a lot.
It's very cute actually. Like you like to play the game, yeah.
Yes, so DeFi Kingdom is basically GameFi plus DeFi. Because so if you go to the website, it's very, very 2D, very pixelated heroes, and then you can farm and you can go on quests, you can have your heroes do stuff also.
It's like a 8-bit MMORPG.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people are speculating whether, recently the price will shoot up a lot because everyone is hoping that it can be the next Exit video. So
Yeah.
So
and a more enjoyable one.
in a more enjoyable one, right? And I think that, if they do manage to execute on their roadmap, there will be more users. With more users, more TVL, and then the price will continue going up. So the market cap is less than 1 billion right now. So I think there's still some legs for it to run. But yeah, I mean, these are the category of like tokens that I look out for next year in terms of like, which token or which gaming token will bring on board the next 1 billion users into the crypto world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So DeFi Kingdom.
DeFi Kingdom, quite interesting.
Nice. All right. So that's gaming. What is another group of coins that you're looking at?
Well, 2021 has been a year of airdrops.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So previously we spoke about we have a previous episode where you had a lot of ENS, right?
You also had a decent amount.
So like 2021, I think there was a lot of like pleasant surprises.
Yeah.
So there was the ENS.
And then OpenDAO
also recently launched their
SOS
token. And then there is also TNS, Terra Name Services, right? So I mean the biggest speculation right now is basically MetaMask is gonna drop their token, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very good feeling to receive airdrops.
It's fantastic.
So like next year, I feel like, if airdrops were to continue, I think that would be good. So that's something that I look forward to, specifically MetaMask. Actually, MetaMask Mask token, right? I don't know whether I'll receive any because I have never actually done a swap on MetaMask.
Yeah. That's the rumor, right? Like, because it's not confirmed, but a lot of people are saying that because MetaMask makes their money from the swaps, that you need to probably conduct at least one swap to qualify.
Yeah.
Which I think, like I would just swap something just to be part of it.
Yeah, so I think if they do launch their airdrop, right, I think it's gonna be huge.
It's crazy because I mean almost everyone uses MetaMask to like connect their wallets to all these different like platforms.
Those that are in DeFi those that are in SEX, in a centralized exchange, then they won't use MetaMask, right?
Yeah.
So MetaMask, the Mask token. Another token that I'm quite excited about is basically the Ape token. Bored Ape token.
Yeah.
So they are speculation that BAYC they will drop their token and I think that if they do, if you look at the whole market cap of the BAYC and MAYC and the kernel, right, it's actually worth like more than $1 billion already.
Yeah.
So I would. Yeah, like it makes sense for them to drop an Ape token and it just blows up everything, right? I think that's something that I very much look forward to.
And it's most likely going to be airdrop to like the current owners, right?
Yeah.
So I think when we talk about airdrops also, again, it's like it's a pleasant surprise. I feel like the feeling I get when I get an airdrop is better than any gain I like ever seen, right? Even if the monetary value is not that much, right?
Yeah.
It's damn sure, and I feel like if there's any particular protocol that you've been using that has like you feel has a big enough size of users, right? Chances are if they're going to release their coin, they're going to airdrop some to you. And so like continue to use those protocols, look up at the rumors, at like what you need to do to qualify for it. Because I think it's not going to be as simple. Like the ENS one, you just had to buy the domain for a certain number of years. But we look at the TNS one, the Terra Name Service, there was actually quite a lot of requirements that people didn't realize. No one was expecting it, but then I think there was some qualifications like you needed to do like 15 or 16 transactions on it, and stuff like that, right? So I know some people who are actually told to go and buy the TNS and didn't actually get the airdrop because they didn't do enough transactions.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. But yeah, but it was still quite shook lah. Like I think I got like I don't know, like now it's about maybe worth 700, 800 free money.
Ooh, okay. You got the tier 1 or tier 2 one?
I think it was tier 2. I had like 580 coins.
Okay.
The tier 1, I think maybe it's tier 1.
Okay.
Tier 1
Actually,
is tier 1.
I can't remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Julian is nodding his head.
Hey, shout out.
Hey, Julian, you got tier 1 or tier 2? Wait, tier 2 lah, this guy.
ENS, I sold everything already. You're still keeping your ENS?
I'm still keeping my ENS.
Yeah, so SOS, the open down one, right? I also sold already.
Yeah.
But I kept my TNS because I felt like TNS, I could stake it. So I just put it there and it's gonna grow, right? ENS, I had to provide LP for it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to top up ETH to provide LP on Uniswap.
Okay.
So I just wanted to receive it and single stake it, right? I didn't have that option. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sell it, right? Because the market cap was getting a bit too high for me already. Open DAO though, SOS though, I received already, right? I waited for a while. I sold everything already. I don't know how they make money.
Yeah.
It's pure demand and supply. So I felt like there's no utility. Yes, there's utility. They say like they're gonna use the money to like compensate those that gonna rug or something like that. But you still need to generate revenue,
Yeah.
ma.
Yeah. Doesn't
Right?
feel like there's a business model there.
Yeah, zero business model. So like yes, thank you for the present, right? And then it went up a fair bit, and then I sold I sold everything away. This could buy me in the ass, but I feel like okay lah. So I sold it for ETH, and then I'm gonna use the ETH to pay for my gas fee for my NFT transactions lah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
So they still contributed to your NFT experience.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. I mean, I've calculated how much I have. I haven't done it yet because I think the gas fee was going to be almost as much as how much I was going to receive. So I was like,
just keep it there lah. It might blow up next time.
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
Yeah.
So I just left it lah.
Okay, but so yeah, hopefully next year we'll see more airdrops lah. I think airdrops gonna be almost a expectation from anyone already.
Yeah, which I think, I mean, at the end of the day, it's okay lah. I think the negative aspect would be you create a sense of entitlement amongst all the users.
Yeah.
And then you might have a good project that after a while just doesn't have an airdrop, and then you lose like believers or what.
Yeah.
I mean, we look at what happened to OpenSea, right? Actually, everyone expected an airdrop, and then they said that actually we're doing an IPO, then everyone suddenly,
right? Yeah.
When like, okay, to be fair, on one hand, sure, that was quite a big move by them, but also they've been supporting the whole NFT system for so long, you know.
Yeah.
Like, let them off for like maybe one mistake lah.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't want to create this entitlement like nature lah amongst all the users. So yeah, okay, great. So like today we talked about several coins. We talked about layer ones. We talked about Solunavax. You talk about FTM. We talked about KuCoin. We also looked at gaming coins like Cypher. We looked at Ultra. We looked at DeFi Kingdom. Yeah. And then now about airdrops with MetaMask and like BAYC. Yeah. So I think these are quite interesting coins to look out for. And we're quite bullish on for next year.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to add on to the bullish note, right? So I wrote about this on my Twitter. So I spoke about, I think it's very hard to be bearish now.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I feel like next year, right, which is the next quarter lah, any companies, any S&P 500 companies, any global companies that wants to grow, right, they would have been thinking about metaverse, they would have been thinking about NFT already.
Sure.
And once their marketing strategy and marketing budget is approved in the next few weeks or few months, right, they're just going to go chong into metaverse and NFT already, right? So like, it's just a bit hard to be bearish at this point.
I think it also depends. Like, you have to look like you are genuinely, like, you don't have to be, but you have to appear genuinely interested in the space. Because we take a look at like Adidas, I think did it quite well, but Ubisoft didn't do it very well.
Sure.
And so then I would think that some companies also are a little bit afraid.
Yeah.
How do we do it well? How do we not do it well? And so that might be the only setback or like resistance. But I think you're right, I think once most companies get into it, it's very hard to see why anyone would be bearish. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Chain Debrief Podcast and also supporting us throughout the year on our website, on our community, and also this YouTube channel. We want to wish you a really happy and what new year for 2022. Also, do remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.